Hello and welcome to an all-new Marvelcast, Explosion Network's hub of all things Marvel, a place to talk about everything MCU and beyond, from Avengers and Defenders to Mockingbird and Longshot. My name's Ashley Hobley, your 100%, totally, completely human podcast host. You can trust me, and joining me today, also Ciaran Martian.
Hey, it's me again, wondering which member of the podcast we're going to kill off to have the cliffhanger of this episode.
Could it be the astonishing Dylan Blight?
Yes. No, actually, I got brought back after being killed off last week. So.
Yes, so on today's episode, we're talking about the latest episode of Secret Invasion, Episode 4, Beloved. Fury must make hard sacrifices. Dylan, you weren't here last week. What are your thoughts on last week's episode, and what do you think of this week's episode, Secret Invasion?
I was pretty bored last week. This week was decent. Like, I had the action. So that was, it's hard to, I was engaged throughout the action. But there's just, I'll say straight off the bang, and then we can come back to these things. But off the top of my head, I'm like, cool action scenes and everything. But A, you really going to do that's the same fucking cliffhanger? That is so annoying. And B, the non-faith this show has in its audience to there's so many moments, and the smallest one I think annoys me the most, which is the fact that they have a flashback to introduce a poem to then go to that poem 5 minutes later to try and have an emotional moment, where I'm like, maybe if you'd introduced that poem like episodes ago and then like trust the audience will remember that when it comes up and it makes for a moment, instead of just like trying to force feed this moment. Anyway, I had some fun with her like brah, brah, like shooting and stuff. That was pretty cool, man.
All right. Ciaran, what did you think of this week's episode?
I thought it was an improvement, but holy fuck are the writers they're so fucking heavy-handed. Anything that they like potentially allude to or like try and like have the undercutting thing for you to read into and get into as an audience, they don't trust the audience to get it, so they like just blurt out what you're supposed to get like 2 seconds later. Like I found it so weird when it could have been so much better to play out the scene between I can't remember her name, but Fury's wife and Rhodey at the start, without having that intercutting segment of, oh, Fury's listening to this shit. I just let the whole scene play out and then show me that. Or Fury and Rhodey having banter and stuff, and then all of a sudden that scene ends and liquid trackers, and you're like, motherfuckers, this is obvious. Like, there's so much of it, and even like Rhodey having it being alluded and having like in their conversation, everything that's gone on, it is fucking obvious that Rhodey is a Skrull. But then I had this really cool moment where I was like, wait, but what if he's not a Skrull? What if the real Rhodey is swapped in with the fake Rhodey at some point, and there's like this triple thing going on, and then heavy-handedly they're like, no, naked shower scene of the Skrull having a shower, and then turning back into Rhodey, so it's obvious that yes, Rhodey's a Skrull. It just feels like the writers have just don't think anything of the audience. They think they need to be spoon-fed every minor detail and any intriguing nuance to this script whatsoever to them. And it's just kind of shit.
Yeah, this wasn't good.
Holy shit!
No, I completely agree. Like, a lot of this episode is like, and it's becoming even clearer going forward. Like looking back, like this is pretty basic. This is like baby's first spy show, you know. I don't know. Well, other than Priscilla, his wife, being in the show, I don't think there has been a genuine surprise so far this season.
Yeah, no, the most surprising thing that's happened is you just saying that. Yeah.
it's Ashley coming up with the oh my god, it's so bad he has to say it's bad. Like, you can't even have the optimistic spin on it.
Yes,
it's reached the end of your
maybe I'm a Skrull this week. Yeah, it's and even going forward, you can, I think a lot of us can probably guess how the next couple of episodes are going to play out.
Fucking cliffhanger.
Well, yeah, someone else is going to die next episode, and seem to be dead at the end of the next episode. But yeah, I think Ciaran. It's very spoon fed. It's very very not very subtle in any way. It's pretty rough, which is disappointing because of the people involved. So
it feels like they believe that the audience is going to forget something within 10, 20 seconds of it happening, so they better get the payoff as soon after the moment happens, just in case, so they get the payoff there. It's just not it.
Yep. So we start the episode with, Guy's dead. What a shame. We really liked her. Oh no, wait, she's not.
Hey,
she did step in.
I fucking called it.
She got that extra
exactly.
stuff. You know? Yeah, she's alive. Hooray!
Whoa.
What a shocking revelation.
Oh my god.
I mean,
I'm really shocked that they did a cliffhanger for her death to put her in the episode for like
5
2
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
she's like,
and
no.
then to get her to walk off and have this just it's even more because then you're like, oh,
I think
they had.
I think last week would have been better if it ended with this shot. Gravik drives off, Guy is there, and then she wakes up. At least it wouldn't feel as cheap.
I think it'd be better if we never got paid off. I wish we had a fucking really cool spy moment, like a spy fucking moment where after this gets to episode 5, episode 6, we then get another important character was actually Gaia because she has, and then it flashes back and shows us that she took the fucking extremists, and then it shows the background kind of what happened and how it integrated and all the stuff. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for this show to do, where I'm waiting for there to be payoff moments of hey, Nick Fury isn't totally fucking stupid at the moment. He's really got all these moving things going on, and he's been architecting the whole thing the whole time.
On the back foot the entire time.
Yeah, he's not.
I hope that then they reveal he was a dumb scroll, and the real Nick Fury comes down and.
I don't. I'd be.
Someone was playing Gravik this entire time, and Gravik has been playing. Yep. No. Talos has been. Someone's been playing Talos this entire time, and Talos has been Nick Fury this entire time.
Yep. It was all one big bait.
Damn!
Switch.
Do it again. Do it again.
Yeah, and Talos played by the wife, and then
I was going to say the wife never actually died. She faked her death, and she became somebody else.
And then her daughter's like, "What the fuck? I've emotional whiplash." And then the mum really did die this time. Yes,
it's so easy to do this better, right? It doesn't take much imagination for
this is what happens when you don't pay your writers.
I'm pretty sure these writers were paid.
Okay,
this is what happens when you involve AI in your project.
Yeah, well, that's a fucking good. Yeah, that's right.
There you go. Headline: Secret Invasion would have been much better without AI. So then we get a flashback to Paris 2012 after the events of the Avengers. Nick Fury, rather than taking a victory lap, thanking all the Avengers for saving the day, helping with the cleanup, he's gone to Paris to piss off and have a date. Talk about poetry with Priscilla, reciting poems. Her favorite, it's the poems of Raymond Carver. Her favorite is called Late Fragments, if you want to look that up. Then we do jump to present day where Priscilla's in a church for some reason. And Rhodey comes in and, talks to her, seems to be high up in the Skrulls, boasts about, reminds you that, he's in the ear of the president. Very important. He also quotes DDT'd.
This was so
DDT'd Nick Fury. There's some Undertaker shit right there.
But
because Undertaker famously
DDTs.
does the DDT
for DDTs. Could have just been, oh my god, could have been DDTing just like Jake the Snake or something like that. Something so much better that it was you
should have said Stone Pile Driver at him. That would have been cool.
It could have been. Or
Choke
stunned
slam.
him just like Stone Cold, or just anything.
We're gonna finish the story, baby. Unlike Cody Rhodes.
No, I don't even think the Secret Invasion can finish the story. Let's be honest.
Oh.
No, gotta wait for season 2. So he pretty much tells her that she needs to kill Fury. But Fury is listening in on this entire conversation. I assume because he bugged her phone back in when she was going through her phone or something.
I don't care how
it wasn't specifically clear how he did that.
And I'm not bothered at all.
Just using his normal Galaxy Buds.
So then, Gravik is preparing his big attack. They're going to use some sort of planes or something. They needs to look like the Russians and it needs to be big. Because them Russians, they'd like to do big attacks, as proven by the current war.
Can I say, it is... I don't know what it is for them to use Russians in this show so much and have them so featured in like world politics, and I'm like,
kind of weird.
Sure, I guess.
I mean, it makes sense in that Russia would be the only.
No, it would have been really weird if they were like, it's the Ukrainians.
Yeah. Russia's a big enough bad guy that you would understand if you start a war between the US and Russia. There would be a World War III. And they don't want it to be China because they want to sell the show. They want to sell Marvel stuff in China. So, also a lot of Russians speak English. That's the other key thing. Yeah. And of course, Gravik points out to his second command pagan that Gaia was the mole, and that's why she's not around anymore. Of course, Gaia is talking to Talos in some random park in the middle of England. About, she wants to know what his plans are to find the Skrulls a home. And he's like, hey, we're going to stop this insurgency. We're going to go to the president. We're going to be, hey, we stopped these weird aliens from another world. And then he thinks he's going to give him amnesty.
He was like listening to a fucking child explain how you can afford, like when you got no money.
This is how we're going to get that
kid,
cookie.
You're like, Mum, I need the latest PlayStation. And then they're like, I don't really have the money right now. They're like, well, yeah, but what we do is if we just go to the shop with your credit card, like I'm sure it'll just swipe, right? Like, things work.
That's how it works.
Stuff.
Yeah. I mean, at least Talos is honest. He doesn't have a plan. He's not thinking.
He should have turned around and just been like, look, I've had a few years to think about it. And I got nothing.
Mars seems like it's pretty nice.
I've been practicing this Australian accent, though.
That, you know what? That is weird that he has got an Australian accent. Emilia Clarke does not have an Australian accent.
Yeah, she should have tried to put one on.
Well, that'd be based on
continuity.
Wouldn't that be just based on the person that they have taken over, though?
So, well, hold on. No, the dude who took over was in like California. So we're saying he's on holiday?
Maybe.
I guess.
No, he could have taken somebody from Australia and then gone, flew over to America.
True.
To join S.H.I.E.L.D.
I guess.
Yeah. So, she leaves, never to be seen again in this episode. Then we get the confrontation between Priscilla and Fury. They have this long standoff. Neither just wants to outright say the thing. She gets into a big conversation about how she got her face, how she talked to the woman she took over, and made her 3 promises. 1, that she'd be buried at sea. 2, that she would still be a daughter to the woman's parents. And that 3, she would never hurt Fury. And then they shoot each other, kind of.
Well,
shoot at each other.
Past each other, yeah.
Well,
really cool if
they built that tension real good, Waited several seconds to cut back.
Yeah, again. Had to be couldn't cut to a different scene and then jump back to it.
I mean, that would have been the episode. That would have been a better cliffhanger.
It was because they said that it was because he brought up the poem, which I didn't understand the reference to.
You didn't understand it because it was about 5-10 minutes earlier in the episode, and you've forgotten about it.
which is too far for me to remember.
I get you.
Yeah. I should have showed it directly after.
Absolutely. Fury leaves and warns her that they'll be coming for her. She asks the important question: would Fury have loved her if she had been herself?
Can I say I hate this?
That will ever know, bitch. Peace.
Yeah, I fucking hate this way to end this conversation because honestly, I was like, this is probably the best we've gotten out of these two for an extended period in the show so far. I'm kind of all about it. And then it finished the way it did, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the actual fuck? I'd rather he just left it and said nothing, not, fucking...
He almost did.
He should have.
They decided they were going to have their cake and eat it too. Yeah, that seems like a weird line, because it doesn't really make sense. Because, you either would have loved her or you wouldn't have.
It's like
saying, now we'll never know. It's not doesn't make sense to the question.
It's like saying, well, the thing is, right? It's like the thing you hear about, like, of gaslighting of toxic men to fucking in abusive relationships is like she has made a statement, but instead of talking about it or answering it or communicating it, he's just tried to play the fucking Uno reverse card and push it back onto her and be like, no, you're the shit person. Even though right now he's trying to suggest that, hey, I knew you were a Skrull, but because you look like a human, it was much easier for me to love you. Whereas potentially if you were a Skrull the whole time, not a chance.
Yes.
Yes.
like that is what.
But also, she was kind of seducing him the entire time, so she wasn't really being herself.
Yeah, but you can't be like.
It's. What are the odds? Episode 6, he's making out with Skrull Lady.
Maybe, but I guess the other thing about it is like, I guess the thing that's hard, right, is that it doesn't seem like Nick was surprised that she was like a double agent, that she was working with Gravik. Like, it doesn't seem like he was that surprised.
Didn't you remember the
I remember, but
conversation?
Like, even then, like, you would expect more. I don't know. Like,
he had a moment after they stopped talking where he put his hands in his head, and it all happened off screen. The anger and resentment.
It just felt, and then next minute he's like, "Yeah, you lied to me." I'm like, "Well, fucking hell! Like, you're a spy. You kind of know this shit, right? And you know where you met her, and ugh."
All right. So then we cut to Skrull Rhodey, who reveals he is a Skrull. Shocker.
I've began calling him Scroldy.
Scroldy. Old Scroldy. Yeah. Interesting, I'll point out, was wearing that towel very high.
I think yeah, I don't know.
I think it's implying that it's a female Skrull, not that it really matters.
I didn't want to just force the gender on it, to be honest. It looked like it, but I was like, I don't think they need to be gendered,
I don't think they need to.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I think I looked at my phone at this point.
You were like, eagerly anticipated some.
No, Dylan's a gentleman.
I looked back up and Nick Fury was in the room. I didn't. Yeah, okay.
Really? Fucking no. Dylan looked at. Dylan's a gentleman. We know this. Dylan looked up, saw there was a shower. Oh, sorry. I'll give you some privacy.
I don't want to see this sex and.
Oh, my days. Oh,
just wait till Oppenheimer comes out and they've got the extended nudity. Dylan's going to be, oh no, I need to step out of the cinema. Can't look at any of this.
They're fucking amongst I don't even know. That's a whole different thing. I don't want to know how Christopher Nolan shoots his sex scenes. Upside down.
Yeah.
It's a dream inside of a dream.
Yeah. So Fury has broken into Rhodey's apartment or hotel room or suite, whatever. He's got some Pappy Van Winkle. You guys fans of Pappy Van Winkle?
I've never heard of it until this episode. It must be
I've never
a cultural thing.
I've never heard this, no.
It must be a cultural thing.
No, it's just very, very expensive. Looking right now, a Pappy Van Winkle 10-year, 107 proof bourbon and Dan Murphy's is $2,000. So little bit outside our price range. Apparently, if you base it on this episode and how hard Fury is pushing this drink, Rhodey asks if it's poisoned, and Rhodey's like, Nick Fury's like, nah, poison? No. Liquid tracker? Maybe. Nano's tracker? That would be a thing, wouldn't it? Hilarious. What a joke. And then, Nick Fury's like, hey, there's Skrulls inside the US government. You're not going to believe it. There's a Skrull super close to the president. Almost as close as you are to me right now.
This is a daft motherfucker, this Skrull. Like, you talking about me?
And Nick's like,
no,
just
there's no one else in the room, so you must be talking about me.
So Nick's playing super dumb, asked for his job back, and Scrody's like, hey, check out this mad footage I got from Russia. It's you shooting Maria Hill. I'm going to show it to everybody, unless you, like, pipe down. I'll keep it covered up.
At least she stayed dead, you know?
For now.
This scene, right? If this is the way this Scroldy had acted, combined with how they act when the president lands, how the fuck does nobody realize this is not Colonel Rhodes?
He is very in hindsight, he's been acting very un-Rhodey like this entire time.
Like it doesn't like it's just obvious that it's not fucking Rhodey.
Yeah. So they got a literature tracker. They track him to the airport. They go to some sort of summit. And on the convoy, the president is attacked by Graphic and his men. Looks like he's going to be killed. But Nick Fury and Talos come in and save the day. We do get a shot of Gravik showing off some of his Skrull powers, specifically his Groot arm sort of thing, which is also a classic Super Skrull move. There's a lot of action. President's trapped in his car, and they can't break in because it's bulletproof glass. So Talos has to smash his arm, smash his way in because he's super strong. He gets shot. It's turning into an alien, reverting back to his proper skin. The UK Defence Force, I guess, is who comes in. It looks like they're gonna shoot Talos. And Fury's like, he's with me. They save the president with, pretty, I'll say, solid makeup job. On the half Ben Mendelsohn, half Talos.
No.
I thought it looked
horrible.
I mean, it looked disgusting, but I think it looked believable.
I think it looked right.
You were looking at your phone, Dylan. You didn't even see it.
Good point.
So then Nick Fury is taking the president back to his special Jeep, special car. And then one of the officers pick up Talos and he's helping him to the car as well. But it turns out that's Gravik. And then Gravik stabs him. And Nick Fury has no choice but to leave Talos for dead in the middle of some field. And that's where we end the episode, as we did every episode. So was Talos dead?
Can I ask, right?
We're 50-50 on dead people.
No.
I think
Emilia Clarke's
going
to fly in with a secret vial or something. Or I don't know.
I think he either has to be dead. Yeah, no, he just has to be dead. I think it's fucking terrible. It's really, really bad writing if he's not dead.
He ain't dead.
That's
I'm saying 100% not dead.
That's pretty high.
Can I ask, right? Can one of you two help me explain / understand the logistics of Gravik turning into that soldier? Like, did Gravik walk, kill that guy,
walk behind the Jeep? Surprise, motherfucker!
Did he kill that guy, walk behind a car, come out as that guy, walk across, and then be in the middle of them already? Or
yes,
or what?
Yes,
sure. So fucking bad.
Any other final thoughts? Where do we go from here? No.
You're pulling it. You're grasping at
it's
give me something.
obviously Fury and the president, it's going to get turned into Fury. Well, it's going to get turned into Fury has kidnapped the president.
Probably, yes.
It's going to get turned into Fury has kidnapped the president. nobody is going to even question, even for a fucking slight second, why the fuck Rhodey was just sat in the car that entire gunfight. This is the Iron fucking Patriot. Like, why isn't part of him being...
He's disabled, Ciaran, remember?
We've seen him 2 weeks ago. He's a little bitch.
He fought in the fucking Endgame final
His suit's
battle.
not there, you know?
I like how I hope that's what they call it in this world. They're
Yeah, like
he was a
it's the
part
Endgame.
of the Endgame.
Part of the Endgame or the Thanos War or the whatever. But like he you would think he would have some way for that suit to be with him.
No, Tony Stark was the only one to get nanotechnology. He made Rhodey put that iron suit on one leg at a time,
just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna be is that Fury's gonna get accused of kidnapping the president, and it's just gonna be the whole misadventure of that, and we're finally gonna have Nick break down a little bit or something with his back against the wall. And then he'll have his redemption moment where he powers back through and he starts telling us how his plan's coming together.
We've only got 2 episodes left, right?
Yes.
Yep.
You know what I hope we get next episode? Olivia Colman. She was fucking missing this episode. Just a little bit of brightness in this episode would have been fantastic.
Oh my god. It's fucking Ashley's full doomer. God.
I told you this was going to be a rough one, but they're going to pick it up. They're going to pick it up next week.
If anybody from Disney or Marvel is listening, if Ashley is saying there's this much of a problem, there is a problem.
Next week, I got my hopes up. You know,
Ashley would
turn around. Big Fury and Dermot and Mulroney going to buddy up. Guy's going to show up. She's going to prove the Skrulls are good, and then Talos' dying dream will come true, and all the Skrulls will be given amnesty, except Gravik. He'll be. I don't know how you kill him. They specifically show him shooting in the head.
Lava.
Is that it?
That's how they killed the Liquid Terminator in Terminator 2.
Well, how they kill old Guy Pearce? Or was that
he exploded himself, right? Like he melted.
So you just have to shoot him so many times.
He was like glowing, and then they put him inside the armor, right? And like flew him off into the sky or some shit. Mm-hmm. Once again, making Iron Man 3 relevant once again by making us remember it.
Iron Man 3 is good.
Yeah, but nobody remembers it, and it's kind of
better than this show.
Yeah, of course it is.
And probably the last 10 Marvel movies.
That's hard.
But because
Guardians of the Galaxy was good.
Spider-Man's amongst those 10 movies.
No, Spider-Man's not in that 10 movies.
Yes, it is.
Shang-Chi
is.
The last 10 Marvel projects. Not counting Guardians. Probably.
Didn't you guys like
You
She-Hulk?
love She-Hulk. You love Ms. Marvel.
I liked some of those things.
Oh my god, this is AAA
This isn't a AAA game.
This is not a AAA game.
All right, let us know what you thought of this week's Secret Invasion by finding us on social media at Explosion Pod, or jump to our Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. If you want to help us out here at All New Marvel Casts, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars. Anywhere you can leave 5 stars, or just help people about the show. And if you enjoyed this episode, more than you enjoyed the episode of Secret Invasion, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosion.com/supports. Make sure you watch next week's episode of Secret Invasion. And then join us next time for another All New Marvel Cast.